Hello, beautiful people. It's that time again. This is The Page, your authoritative platform where we get those who matter. Today, we're talking about athletics. And one beautiful aspect is that when they started this 11 years ago, it was like a dream. But an entity came on board and said, okay, as for us, we make sure that we empower people's dreams. And to young boys, young girls in the hinterlands, dreaming that one day can I be at the Olympics, one day can I be a star, one day can this God-given talent of mine be really seen by the world and be celebrated. And so they started. Then they started, we said, okay, we believe in you. So we will come on board and come and support. Then they injected new life into athletics, especially the sprints. They focused on Ghana's strength then as being the shorter distance, that's the sprint. So there was a search for Ghana's fastest. So it was a process, and it's still a process. But this group never stopped. They had a GNPC, and this Saturday at 3 p.m., the athletes from all over this country will converge on the UG tartan tracks, the UG Stadium tartan tracks, and Ghana will unveil Ghana's fastest queen and king for 2024. All the participants passed through the Ghana's fastest initiative. These days, you don't find them in the country. They are now bogus. They are challenging the world. They are making Ghana proud, and on and on and on. So this man, I hear he's watching me right now, Mr. Rex Ruby. I salute you and your team from day one, from the Accra Sports Stadium until now. You guys have kept on the fire. You've been doing it, Ghana Athletics, everybody. And so today, we're coming to just try and attempt to understand what will be happening during the final. And so I have two able gentlemen here. They've been following this initiative train all over the country. So today I have got them. I'll find out from them. I'll attempt to find out from them. When you saw that young boy, that young girl coming and saying that I want to run, I will be part of this thing from the age of 2, 3, and they are not wearing any running shoes. They don't even understand what is running shoes. The running shoes is their barefoot, and then they come. Sometimes they mention the areas they come from. It says they waste to Ghana. Anyway, man, they all come. They come and run. Then at the end of the day, they go home. Then they are building up. 2024, what are we to expect? So we're doing our small countdown, attempting to do a small countdown on the upcoming GNPC Ghana's Fastest Human Search 2024 edition. Who really will be crowned the queen and the queen in this country? So I have two able gentlemen here. It's their first time I'm getting them here, and it will not be their last. So let me start from the gentleman who is in white. I'll borrow the words of Bukom Banku. If you're in white, you have to be careful. So he's very, very careful. So he's here. So Chief, most welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Tell Ghanaians your name and then the role you play.
Okay, so my name is Edward Arthiabah, obviously from GNPC, and we play the role of PR, or we are the PR for this Ghana's Fastest Human project, including my colleague who will also introduce himself.
Okay, so you also tell us your name.
My name is Ampomah. I'm also from GNPC, and like Eddie said, we're part of the PR team, championing the Ghana's fastest course.
Great. So let's hit the ground running now. How many years have you been hiding behind the scenes and monitoring this project? Tell me. If this one, I'm not saying, you tell me. What have you seen?
Those are your words, not mine. Hiding. GNPC is boldly written in every shirt that is used by our our contestants for the past 10 years since this project came to board. I say 10 years because the project itself has been 11 years, but GNPC became the headline sponsor from 2014. That makes it 10 years of our active participation on this project, basically.
What have you seen?
Well, I've only seen progress. I've seen breathtaking boundaries broken, in the sense that before Ghana's Fastest Human, we hadn't dreamt, or Ghana hadn't found a way to unlock how to find representation for 800-meter runners in global athletic stages. The last time we did was in the 80s, when we had the owner or the brain behind the Ghana's fastest human. That's Rex Bobe. In those days, representing Ghana at the Commonwealth and even at the Olympics. But 10 years down the line, if for nothing at all, we can boast of using the Ghana's fastest human as a leverage to bring up names like Azamati, Joe Polamo, and the likes who represented Ghana at the Olympics in Japan in 2021.
Great. Now I'll come to you. GNPC, Ghana's fastest. You guys have a tagline. You said what? GNPC.
Empowering dreams.
So many sporting activities. When you guys came, GNPC, we saw you guys with the Black Stars, and then the Black Stars went to the World Cup. Then you decided that, okay, let me do a U-turn. You left the Black Stars like that. Why athletics? Why did you come to athletics?
Well, thank you. Truth of the matter is that we haven't left the Black Stars. As Ghanaians, as an entity that is interested in sports development, we're also still playing our key roles. We may not be at the forefront of it, but we're still playing active roles in trying to develop, a lot of the disciplines, not just football. But why athletics? The truth of the matter is that oftentimes people say that football is like our flagship sport, but Ghana has many staples when it comes to sports. Athletics is one of them, boxing is one of them. And for as far as I can recall, GNPC as being an active partner for a number of these sports from our very beginning. Athletics, because we believe that across the country, you did mention in your introduction that some of the places in Ghana are unknown, but their talents need to be brought to light, basically. And we believe that athletics is one of the key sporting disciplines where we haven't shown a lot of light. We haven't invested enough in the sport, and that's basically the distinguishing factor between football and all the other sporting disciplines. They are not lesser known sports; they are only less funded. And GNPC believes that if we want a leveler in development, then we should be looking at some of these disciplines, because of course, Ghanaians are talented in multiple sports, in multiple disciplines, but who's giving them the platform? Ghana's fastest is the only platform in some of these talented young Ghanaians, giving them the opportunity to showcase their talents and go on and make something out of their own lives and also their communities that they come from.
So the two of you, sincerely, what really has been your high point? Which of the regions or events really, out of the 10 years you've been associated with this and empowering these dreams, that really touched you and said, indeed, this is a real talent? I saw this athlete, ABCD, today they are here doing it. Which one? Let me start from you. Which one really readily comes in mind?
Well, I think that it's very difficult to actually choose. I saw Azamati run for Ghana's fastest humans back in, I think, 2014 or 2015. When he had budded up. I've seen names like Gadai, who is currently or still the reigning Ghana's fastest human, the male seniors
in the north.
Not even in the north, but even over about 2 years in counting, he's been the best so far. So it's difficult to mention a name.
Okay.
But I would say that every region we've gone to, there has been an eye-opener. There has been someone or something that changes the narrative for me. For example, I think even in Cape Coast, that is representing the South, we had a chap from Frempong School. And for the longest time, we know how the rivalry between the schools in the South, that's around the Cape Coast schools, how runners have emerged from these schools. But this chap ran for the under 18, blitzed through, but unfortunately, because of his age, he the next year he had to now run with the seniors because then he had gone beyond the age of 18. Now, you would think that such a chap might feel sort of disoriented because he's not running with the seniors. Trust me, he did his own. Unfortunately, he couldn't beat Gadai, but he ran a very good distance. But the point is that GNPC showing up these past 10 years has brought that feeling of hope to those who have or who possess other talent beyond education. And so I was going to even use that to segue into the discussion that we've only known the GES athletic program, which has been to the Interco. We all know that. But the question we all ask ourselves is, beyond Interco, what happens? I remember that in my days in school, we had a senior who could throw the javelin from pole to pole. Yes. Then, from pole to pole. And the measuring tape they use, they pull it full, they have to go and bring rope to come and continue. Now you ask me, where is this person? The last time I checked, he had entered the security services, and that's it. But as Nana spoke about, it is where we choose to focus our energies to bring out the light. There are a lot of sports that there are a lot of people in Ghana who have the potential to excel in and to even represent Ghana at the world stages. But because light hasn't been shown there. Now, with what we have done in this 10 years, I dare say that it is one of the reasons why we at least even had the 4x1 representing Ghana at the Olympics 2021. For that, I'm going to thump my chest and say that it is one of the best investments GNPC has done in the area of sports development.
Whoa. So, is it that your bosses love athletics, or your previous bosses love football? That's why you went there. So now that you've done 10 years, maybe probably the next 10 years, we should expect you go volleyball, swimming, somewhere. Because see, there's this trend that is happening. Sincerely, I follow the sports for a while now. You know, we had our first AstroTurf, original one, by the late president Atamos.
Yes.
We've been playing on the sand for a while. But because he loves hockey, we got it.
Yeah. Okay.
So now it is coming. You go to the golf course, and the people that love playing golf are the CEOs of banks and stuff. So you see Carl Bankopin, and then the CEO who is there. Then they do it so beautifully. So you don't hear golfers talk pretty because the big boys are there.
Well, I mean, I do. Well, that's putting me on the spot here, but I do get what the sense of what you're trying to say. But at GNPC, I'd say that we do a proper evaluation of where we think that we need to, support. So it's not done on the whims of any body's particular interest, in one sport against the other. You have mentioned that from beginning we have supported football, we've supported boxing at some point, we're supporting athletics, we're still building AstroTurf pitches across communities in Ghana. We're looking at our interventions in a more holistic manner. So we do an assessment of whatever it is at any given point in time and see that these are where there appear to be gaps. So these are where we would best make the best of outcomes. So we invest in those. It's not really at the whims of anyone. So I'm not going to sit here and say that, well, in the next 2 or 3 years, we're shifting to, like my brother said, javelin but you can rest assured that whichever area GNPC decides to support, it would have been done at the back of, some proper assessment of where it would generally benefit Ghana the most.
Okay. Just to add, or maybe you would know that our CSR, as a corporate social responsibility, is fixated on 3 focal points, which is education, sports, and health for GNPC. So it is not arbitrary, the decision to go into sports development. It is actually a deliberate attempt to engender development through sports. Okay. So our choice of what becomes a project in the sports remit, of course, goes through, as my brother has said, through the necessary process of, first of all, looking at how feasible it is, whether there are the underpinning structures to support it, and how able we are to support it from end to end. That is why we went for that.
This final, there's this competition that's going to take place. Seriously, the boys, the under 18. Yeah. I hear the super zonal champion is part of this one, and other champions are coming. The under 18, you see those intercourse stuff, blah blah blah. Yeah, these are the trophies. Some of the trophies, the previous edition. So these trophies and souvenirs from GNPC and the partners. And the trophy, I hear the president has donated a new trophy to be done, plus the goodies, blah blah blah. But the under 18, the junior ones, every day we think about the big, always the focus is on the big ones. But I hear there's this super competition that is going to happen.
Yep.
So sincerely, for this final, which of the divisions will you really be looking at personally? Are you doing the under 18 or you are looking at the seniors who will dethrone Gadaye and Co?
Well, in fact, no bias.
Okay.
But it looks like with the seniors, Gadaye, especially because he's had a lot of opportunities to run outside the country, at least within this year.
Yes, he's just coming back from
Douala. The Douala, yes. Yeah. Even before the Douala, there was one in Ghana here. So I think he's a bit more prepared than probably a lot of others. But hey, who knows? There could be an upset. But like you said, the focus for us will be the under 18 because they will be the new face of GNPC, Ghana's fastest human. And trust me, like you said, when it comes to regionally, when it comes to juvenile athletics, you look at Ashanti region, they've produced some of the good names and they never cease to amaze us every single year we've gone to. And like you said, this year, they are Super Zoo champion. The guy is a speedster. Unfortunately, his name just fled out of my head. And so many other, one also in the north.
I heard that one too.
Yes, great guy. And also from the south, I think one of the old schools had a representation from there. And you see, we should also look out for the ladies. We should look out for the ladies, especially the what do you call it, the seniors, the ladies. For the longest time, it's been Janet Mensah. About 2 or 3 years in a stretch, she's been the winner. But what we saw, at least in Cape Coast and in Kumasi, something good can come out of.
Mary Boachi?
Yes, Mary Boachi. Yes, from Ashanti. Yeah. That girl is good. And of course, this lady, what's her name? Obo.
Grace Obo.
He showed up in Cape Coast, but apparently he had gone for some training, I think in relation to her profession. So I think he hadn't had a lot of training.
There's Nasira too.
There's Nasira. Yes.
Yeah.
So her performance, even though it wasn't her best of time, but she ran very close to gender. So I'm looking forward to a very interesting.
So this Saturday, interestingly, I also chanced on it that our partner channel GTV Sports Plus, the best in Ghana, free to air. So that one everybody can watch.
Fantastic.
We'll be there to beam it live. Throw the spotlight more on who really will be doing this particular. So it will be live on GTV Sports Plus this Saturday evening. So from 3 to 6 p.m. before the thing, we'll be on air talking about this one. Yeah. Now, we're looking at it, and one thing that since your outfit introduced was the Speedsters Club. Yeah. I asked myself, this is just out of the box. Why did you bring this one to? Meaning that, you see, what you guys are doing, when I'm using the words, not in a derivative manner, but as a team, you are sponsoring this and you decide that, okay, you form a Speedsters Club. And from my understanding, you are taking care of them, nutrition, clothing, everything, giving them a coach 24/7 for them just to be polished and be good for the international market.
Yes.
And you keep doing it.
Certainly.
So then somebody asks, aren't you tired? 11. It's 11 years, 10 years you guys are doing this. So what at all?
Well, I mean, Eddie would add on, but then the truth of the matter is that you did say our tagline is to empower dreams. These are young athletes we've picked from across the country with so much promise. But Eddie did mention that when we go into partnering some of these projects, we look at end to end. It is not enough for us to just, carry the tagline as headline sponsors. It is our interest to ensure that these boys do not only come to the limelight, but they find a path, like a sustainable path to developing a career, better their own lives, better their families, better their careers, better their communities. And the only way to do this is to give them a certain degree of support, not just during the period of the competition, but beyond it. So like you did mention, the Speedsters Club is an incubation program that basically caters to all the athletic needs, from nutrition to coaching to even the way they carry themselves, the kitting and all those things. It puts you at a certain level, especially for those that actually want to nurture a career in athletics. And for us, even more than just sponsoring the competitions across the country, this is one of the critical parts of our intervention, because then then we're telling Ghana that, okay, so our focus is not just like every other sport, just sponsor the program. We're interested in developing the athletes into becoming world stars.
Sincerely, all of them that I have seen participate, if I don't see them in the country and I search, they have side
They're already
interest.
gone. Exactly.
So you are grooming them, then they leave us and go. What?
Not at all. Not at all. We all agree that to some extent, our infrastructure for sports development is a bit on the low. However, there are opportunities out there for them to go better themselves, and as we have done, give them the reason to believe that they can go get better and come and represent Ghana. So it is a deliberate effort to, first of all, introduce them to what could be. Then once we've done so, we prod them up to the possibilities that exist, expose them enough. They go have the best of training, the best of facilities to better themselves. So for example, you talk about someone like Benjamin Azamati, who is in the US. Apart from furthering his education, he's actually making good use of sports facilities within the institution that he is in to establish himself as a household name in Ghana as far as athletics, 100 meters is concerned. And not just him, all the many others who are with him, who are representing Ghana, they all have gone somewhere, either in Europe or the US, training using the sports facilities there. So it is something that has been well thought through. As my brother Ampomah said, GNPC doesn't touch and go. If we're going to touch and go, then we are not doing. Because what is the essence of doing something if you cannot, at the end of the day, boast about the end result? So over the years, GNPC, through its CSR, has looked at potential projects that could, first of all, improve the quality of lives of the people of Ghana, as it is analogous to our brand tagline, which is what? Empowering dreams. How do we empower dreams? It's either individually or collectively. However, we look at what we can do that through an individual can affect communities. Let me tell you what. Each year, what happens is that the numbers we get for the regionals, they keep increasing. It is never decreased. Even in the north, where almost every time we go, it is the Ramadan season, they show up more every year, boosting our numbers. What does this tell you? It tells you that they have seen that there is hope for them. What we do is a huge compliment for what has already been in the system. That's the Interco. Because Interco looks for those who are in school. But somebody in the hinterlands who has not had the opportunity to go to school, but has that talent of running, should that person be left alone? No, that person certainly must be given exposure. That is the main reason why GNPC is there. And trust me, these 10 years, I don't think that we have any reason at all to back down for the beautiful stories that we've heard around this project.
Ojogban, so it's free. I hear gates are free. So you come to the University of Ghana this Saturday from 3 p.m. Set off on time. Come there so that you get a place to sit. I hear it's free. Come and just witness only 100 meters, just the sprints. Just come and see all of them, from the junior level to the seniors, who really will be crowned, and at the end of the day, who really will be selected to join the Speedsters Club, to be groomed for the next edition. Because remember, the next Africa Athletics Championship, Ghana has won the bid already. So anybody that really is identified and groomed and put into the school will by all means represent us. But the bigger one I want to, before I am seeing some text messages here, people are asking me questions. So, these are for the sprints. GNPC Ghana's fastest is for the sprint. On the athletics front, we have the track and field. When will your outfit also extend and then look at the other aspect of the sprint? After the sprint, there's another one that we can win. That one is so. Get it one before you go. Just give us a hint that yes, there is hope. But yes, so
certainly. I mean, you can never say never. And just as we never thought we were going to go into athletics, specifically the sprint, the same way we cannot think, or we cannot sit here and say that we'll never go anywhere else. There is always a possibility. But for now, like I said, GNPC's focus is to do something and do it right. It's not about touching and go. And for a lot of the things that we do in this country, realize that it takes a lot of time to actually bring it to the point where it can be self-sustaining. As you would agree with me, football has had the biggest of investment around. So in and of itself has its own way of generating income. However, the other less sponsored or funded sports. They don't have say. But it will be injurious on our part as a corporate entity whose focus is to do things or whose activities is geared towards improving the quality of life. That is a consistent thing you do. You don't touch and leave it. So our focus will be to look at what we can roundly take up, develop to a point that it can self-sustain itself before we let go.
So, drop the last sentence.
Yes, I mean, just to add to everything Eddie has just said, it is also the reason why we like to extend invitation to other corporate organizations to take up responsibilities of supporting some of the other lesser-known sporting disciplines in Ghana. GNPC is just one entity, and if we can hold athletics for 10 years, another company can hold another discipline in there. And
now we are winning the gold in high jump.
Yes.
Exactly.
Our boys and girls are really...
And it comes with a lot of pride to us at GNPC because then our money, as it were, hasn't gone waste. Yes.
Great. Saturday, am I seeing you, the two of you?
Certainly.
Because I want to bring my media guys so that we challenge some officials from GNPC.
Well,
we'll do the opening run. You and I.
I'll bring Harry and then Lord.
We've recruited some serious athletes into our fold. Don't joke.
So
my man here, as you see him, you have no idea.
GNPC and the media.
Yes.
Okay. At the end of the day, we use that one. Then when we finish, we also go into the incubation program. So, gentlemen, thank you very much. And so all roads will be leading to the University of Ghana this Saturday. And remember, it will be live on GTV Sports Plus. So make your way there. Come along with the family. You might not know. Maybe your daughter will identify herself as one of the potential runners. And then your son, by the time you say Jack, they are into it. So all coaches that will be coming around, please come and spy some of them. If there is the need, you also pick them into your university schools and stuff like that. And then we continue. At the end of the day, it becomes win-win. So thank you very much. And thank you for your bosses. Tell your bosses we salute them.
Thank you.
And so every day they should always partner with GBC.
Certainly, as much as we can.
Please come.
Media,
this year they are complete.
Media is important.
Yes. And so when you are doing the sports aspect, if you don't come to GBC News to blow the news for you, you just go to GTV Sports Plus. Sure. We also have a tagline, the legends live here. So whilst you're empowering the dreams, for them to become legends, they have to stay here. So GNPC will stay here. So GTV Sports Plus, GNPC, GBC.
It's a powerful combination.
Serious.
That's very true.
So viewers, that's the way we wrap it up. So this weekend, all road leads to the University of Ghana. Thank you very much, Rex. I know you are watching, and Auntie Joyce and the rest of the team out there, you're doing a good job. Please do Saturday we'll meet at the University of Ghana, and then we see how it goes. Who becomes the fastest man or woman in this country? Tivla Sampa or who? Just let's wait and see if I can dethrone Gadaye and Co. Let me also do it then. So return same time tomorrow. Have a lovely day.